The War on Cocoa. Hershey Co., accused of not upholding sustainability efforts in West Africa, critics charge Hershey has become more secretive about how it obtains its cocoa beans.
Here's a summary of the article.
For nearly a month, a battle has been raging between the Hershey Chocolate Company and the West African farmers who harvest many of its cocoa beans. The Coffee and Cocoa Council and the Ghana Cocoa Board were more direct with their accusations when they wrote a letter November 30 to Hershey titled "Abuse of the Derivatives Market to Impoverish the West African Farmer." The groups wrote that they have observed with great concern the actions taken by your company on the New York terminal and accused Hershey of using the exchange to take delivery of physical cocoa. The letter said the lid aims to improve the incomes of 3 million of West African cocoa farmers, and as punishment, the groups threatened to bar Hershey from running any of the sustainability programs on which the company prides itself in their countries. By accusing Hershey of buying cocoa beans on an exchange, West African cocoa regulators suggested in their letter that Hershey would not be able to fulfill one of its major recent promises: it could no longer reassure chocolate lovers that the beans it bought on the exchange were not harvested by children, a problem the company had been earnestly addressing. The dispute has troubled cocoa industry experts, among them Criti, the author of Cocoa and a co-founder of the Cocopreneurship Institute of Ghana, who closely follows the cocoa industry. Nestlé called child labor unacceptable and promised to source all of its cocoa through its child labor monitoring and remediation system program, which involves identifying children at risk, gathering data about children working in fields and providing educations to children who cultivate cocoa beans. According to a UNICEF report titled "Children's Rights in the Cocoa Growing Communities of Côte d'Ivoire," the average income of a cocoa farmer in West Africa is 50 cents to $1.25 a day, among the lowest in all producing regions.
This post received a score of 56,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I think we can all guess why they are being secretive about it.
Spoiler alert, the crime is child labor.
The article says the crime is not paying the living income differential tax on the cocoa they were purchasing. They mention child labor, but the crime's alleged a tax evasion. Edit: the crime is tax evasion. Yes, child labor and slavery are concerns, but as Hershey does not own the farms and does not buy from the farms directly, they do not have a direct hand in these crimes. This is why the lid is important, as it subsidizes the farmers so they don't need slaves.
Nestlé is the one who had the case regarding abetting child slave labor.
They both did about 10 years ago. The reality is they buy from guys who buy from farms. By doing things this way, they can't be sure if slavery is used to farm the cocoa. By avoiding the lid, it is more likely the farms will resort to forced labor, child labor.
The recently argued case was from former workers regarding their work years ago, but there is a U.S. Department of Labor report and other stories confirming the practice is still commonplace.
I'm calling it now. Very soon the label will be blood beans, ivory, diamonds, and now cocoa.
DiCaprio film is already in the works too.
This is Cacao Brew.
Underrated comment, ha ha ha.
I'd pay a $1 more a candy bar if it meant getting rid of slave labor involved with the cocoa industry. Unfortunately, capitalism doesn't care about what's fair unless it's profitable.
Most bars are single origin, so you know exactly where the chocolate is coming from. The chocolate is very unique, and if you want to try it, I recommend the 58% cocoa or below, as it tastes the sweetest, like the chocolate a lot of us are used to. Really great company, and definitely give them an order if you love chocolate and ethical products. Definitely give them a try if you love chocolate or just want to support a great dude and business.
Dude, these chocolates on their site sound awesome.
The blood orange, tart cherry, and Nicaragua 58% are my favorite, but they're all pretty good. It's definitely different, but it's really good, especially if you love dark chocolate.
Titling this article, "The War on Cocoa," is an irresponsible way to frame the issue. It's like calling an exposé on a jewelry company's use of conflict diamonds, "The War on Bracelets." Also brings the intellectually bankrupt war on drugs to mind. Buries the lead and makes it look like cocoa itself is being vilified.
In a roundabout way, they're blaming the consumers for wanting chocolate.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.